Hello everybody and welcome! In this video we'll be playing in the Entrench seasonal event, and in this mode whenever we play a unit it is given resilience. That means that units we play will carry over into subsequent rounds. And some things to note about this event: with resilience some things do carry over and others don't, and positive effects like shield, armor or boosts do not carry over, whilst negative effects like damage or bleeding do carry over. And the Entrench effect is only applied when units are played, so it does not account when units are summoned or spawned. Also, units which come with Veil cannot receive statuses, which does include resilience. So if a unit has Veil, it will not gain resilience from this mode. And finally, you may find purifying units more valuable in this event, as by purifying units you remove the resilience status, and this can prevent your opponent's units from carrying over between rounds. Anyway, let's see the deck we'll be using in this video. So, here's the deck we'll be using in this video. The Entrench mode means that if we win round 1, we can push round 2 and effectively get a 13 card round. And in order to combat the number of units on the board, we use several wide punish cards, and to deal with the carryover generated by resilience, we run numerous damage options to reduce the power of enemies. And this deck also runs several of the newer pricey power cards, so it's a good time to test them out. We'll jump right to one of the cards recently added, Melusine. And now off the bat, you might notice she has Veil, which is usually problematic for this mode, because that does mean she will not gain resilience. However, that is actually not so bad for her here, but before we get to that, we'll first look at her other abilities. Her Order ability will allow her to spawn rain on an enemy row for 2 turns, and damage herself by 2. And she also has a passive ability. At turn end, she will damage adjacent units by 1 and boost herself up, strengthen herself by 1 for each unit damaged. And this means a net 0 change to our current score, but a potential 2 points of increased carryover for later rounds. But also, if one of the units damaged was a cultist, Melusine's Order gets refreshed, and along with the Order, this means she plays for about 2 points per turn. And we have a few cultists in this deck, but our preferred target is another new card, the Hermit. And on deploy, he'll start at 3 power, but at turn end, he'll damage the unit to his right and heal himself by 2, until he reaches full health. And we often look to place him to the right of Melusine, and in which case Melusine will be damaged by this card, and this will have the Hermit healing by 1 every turn, and Melusine's Order refreshing every turn. And with this 2 card setup, Melusine will be able to apply rain every turn, because the Hermit is a cultist. And so by the end of the round, with the cultist continuously damaging her, and her own ability damaging her as well, she'll be at quite low power, and even with resilience she would only result in small points carryover, which is why we don't mind that she doesn't get resilience. And we actually have 2 options for Melusine at this point, depending on what we need. Our first option is Sigdrifer's Right, which is why we don't actually mind that Melusine doesn't get resilience, as this card will summon a Skellig unit from our graveyard to an allied row. And note that this only summons, it does not play, so the unit will not gain resilience. But if the unit that we're choosing is Melusine, that doesn't much matter. And so we can go from having a very weak Melusine at the end of the previous round to a very powerful one, because she's been constantly increasing her base power. And our second option for Melusine, and why we were happy to place the Hermit to the right of Melusine, allowing him to damage her, is Restore. This card will first heal an allied unit, and then boost it by the amount it was just healed. And so after a long round, Melusine might have base power over 15, but be sitting on 1 or 2 power. So this card plays for 30 point swing. To also synergize with Melusine, we have Fulmar, and when deployed he'll spawn and play Tears of Siren, which is an alchemy card that applies rain to a row for 2 turns, and spawns a Siren on our board. And Fulmar can also use his Order to transform rain into storm, which will then deal 1 damage to all units on an enemy row every turn. And note that Fulmar is also a cultist as well, so he too can refresh Melusine's order. And the other cultist we have in this deck is the Melusine cultist. And his order will spawn rain on an enemy row for 2 turns, but he also has a passive ability which allows him to boost the unit to his right if there's rain on the opposite row, or boost adjacent units if there's storm on the opposite row. And keep in mind that while boosts do not carry over, we can still use this passive ability to heal damaged units. And to compound all the damage we do with rain, we have Wild Boar of the Sea as a finisher, and it will damage all damaged enemy units by 1, then damage more enemies. Along with the rain, we can also set up our Wild Boar of the Sea with another new card, Offering to the Sea, and this card will damage all units on the battlefield by 1, then spawn a Deafening Siren on a random allied row and boost it by the number of allies damaged. And keep in mind that neither boost nor siren can carry over, so the Offering Boar combo is best reserved as a finisher. And we look to use this combo if we've already won round 1 and are in round 2. And that way we essentially are in a 13 card round, so we can find a lot of enemy targets. And the last core card of this deck is Gremist, and his order ability will allow him to purify enemies, removing their resilient status, and this prevents them from carrying over into the next round, so he's pretty useful in Entrench. And he'll also refresh this ability whenever we play an alchemy card, so we can do this quite a lot. So those are our core cards, and our game plan is to get Melusine out fairly early so she can keep applying rain to the enemy rows and getting them damaged. And we try to position her between a cultist and another unit in order to increase her carryover in the next round. And we supplement this with Gremist and numerous alchemy cards as a way to impact our opponent in the next round. And then later we can then bring Melusine back at full power with Sigrifa's Right for even more points, before finishing with Offering to the Sea and Wild Boar of the Sea. And we'll just finish with a quick flip through the rest of this deck. We are using the Patricidal Fury leader ability because this will spawn and play Arnjolf, Patricide. And so this means that means he does gain resilience, and whereas the spawned tokens that he creates do not. So that means that this ability will actually play for 19 points in this mode. Tactical advantage, and whilst boosts do not carry over, keep in mind that we can use this card to heal damaged units so they carry over at base power. Neuromancy for tutoring. And note that Tears of Siren is an alchemy card, so this card, so Fulmar also has additional synergy with Gremist. Unode of Belhaven for removal, and we're doing lots of damage so it's not difficult to find targets. And note that Unode is actually quite useful in matches against Skellige, where we might have to face Melusine, or against Nilfgaard if they steal Melusine through a card like Yennefer's Invocation, and Unode can be used to kill Melusine once she's damaged. Ermion for tutoring alchemy cards. Champion's Charge, which can do 5 damage, although if we can trigger the Bloodthirst 3, we'll destroy a unit instead. And note that we can combine this card with our leader ability in order to put 3 damaged Siren tokens on the board immediately, triggering the Bloodthirst 3 effect. Good for more damage, and keep in mind that we do want to play him when we have at least 5 or more cards in hand. Jenga Fret for locking, and note that whilst Purify is common in this mode, it will also remove resilience, so locking can be difficult to answer here. And the Uncrate Longship makes a great proactive play, as this will sit on our board for a long time and damage every unit on our opponent plays. Mark and Ale. And this will boost a unit by 5 and remove its lock, as well as being an alchemy card. So this card can remove locks without removing the resilience status. tears the siren, and I only include this as an additional way to make sure there's rain so Fulmar doesn't break his order. Finally, the armored Drakkar. And whilst we can use Melusine to hit any unit without reducing our score, we would prefer to hit the Drakkar in addition to the cultist. As the Drakkar is both armoured, its ability allows it to refresh its armour, and it boosts itself whenever its armour is removed. So, that's our deck, and as always, the link to the deck list is below in the video description. So, let's see how this deck plays.
You've got the heart of an uncrate.
Gods protect us.
Not you again! Dark clouds gather over Temeria.
Bless us, great lady of the wide seas under depths. Send as many lackeys as you like. I'll send them all back in pieces.
Semper Fi! Death to the enemy!
Opinions are like ours. Everyone's got one, but most are best satisfied.
Novigrad requires rejuvenation, a rebirth.
Elves must die!
tanned their black-clad hides at Sodden will tan their black-clad hides again!
You must stop! Please!
Mock not the creeds of others. It's neither polite nor safe.
I haven't got all day.
What do you need?
Feed us with strength as we feed you with blood.
My good.
We've to rise above, go beyond, become more. Blood washes away all shame!
Your name, young man, demands you be cursed into an urchin.
My duty? To stick my nose where it doesn't belong.
The senses can be fooled easily.
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone. Her Grace will not be pleased.
I'll defend the Duquesa to my dying breath.
Haven't got all day.
I divined this move from a sparrow's innards.
A drop of knowledge can overpower even a seer's strength.
Let's get this over with. The hounds have caught a scent.
Easy there, big fella. Easy.
Let us see.
Gods protect us. Opinions are like ourses. Everyone's got one, but most are best sat upon.
I wonder what my sneers would have captured this time.
Bless us, great lady of the wide seas and their depths.
Yeah, improvise.
My good.
What is truth, if not an illusion?
Just a peek. That is all I need.
Size don't matter. Sounds like something a midget would say.
A highly curious case.
Tide rolls in, tide rolls up. It's not anything you could possibly explain.
Keep the meat coming and I'll tell you a tale or two.
Hail, Kerzer!
So what? Should I pound it into a poker?
May Modron Freya watch us and keep us.
Wanna know why I got my scar?
Impertinence is the one thing I cannot abide.
Death is only the beginning! Death is only the beginning! Golden Dragon!
Hearts, livers, awful deliciousness.
I haven't got all day.
Great is her hunger, and great is her power!
Opinions are like arses. Everyone's got one, but most are best sat upon.
When pigs fly, eh?
Bless us, great lady of the wide seas and their depths.
I sense your pain. I see your fear.
The more I drink with our forefathers!
Keep the meat coming and I'll tell you a tale or two.
No, I don't nibble at them. They'd fall right out.
There is no escape.
Gods protect us.
My good.
Their minds, malleable as clay.
and just as squishy.
Once you made a thing, no yell at the dinner table. It's rude.
The goddess protect you from all evil!
They say you are what you eat.
A witch's best friend is a pig, no doubt!
Hearts, livers, awful deliciousness.
Lord, just for you.
Arena. Pretty name.
We do what must be done.
Little ass! Don't dare think you can escape!
None shall tread on us!
Poor bees they who have no knowledge.
Only death here for Dwan.
Shoot him down, stab him dead. Easier that way.
Time for you to die, Dwan!
The gods protect us.
A sword to outshine all others.
It's an honor to be sacrificed to the goddess.
I like you whether you like it or not.
A drop of knowledge can overpower even a sea of strength.
Ah! Hate it when they run.
These trees will be your gravestones.
eyes! Leave none alive!
Easy there, big fella. Easy.
Ested esa crisa. There is no escape then!
You shall never know peace again!
Poor bees they who have no knowledge.
I'd be best and last.
That is your brilliant move? Truly?
Your souls will propel this launch.
King Oberon, for Tyrnalia!
Bloody Gwent.
This one is nearly drained. Fetch me another!
The goddess protect you from all evil!
Great is her hunger, and great is her power!
Ested esa crisa.
Accept this offering that we might make the coast safely.
Tomorrow I'll drink with our forefathers!
You humans, so brittle.
Manners are polluted around my towns.
Well, as long as you're sinking, might as well walk on the bottom.
That's Thai cellmate tower.
Haven't got all day. You fight good, real good.
I can help you if you wish.
Well, I guess that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. As always, the link to the deck is in the video description. If you have questions about specific card choices, possible changes and improvements to the deck, feel free to leave a comment below the video and I'll respond to it when I can. Until next time,